Welcome to Adobe Illustrator Complete Training course. In this course, we will learn Illustrator from basic to advanced level. We will be covering vector graphics in detail with variety of tools and techniques and tons of examples. So let's get started. The first thing we are supposed to do is to create a document, or we can also call it artboard. So basically the artboard is used for designing something. It's like a work area for us. So let's create the artboard. So here we have the option new file. We can click on it. We can also use the keyboard shortcut Control N in PC or Command N in Mac. And once we have created the new document, so here we have different tabs. From these tabs we can select the inbuilt sizes here, the inbuilt sizes for our artboard. So if we are designing something for social media, here we have the social media tab. And if we want something for art and illustration, we have the art and illustration tab. So we have inbuilt sizes. Here we can see tabloid, poster, and also here we have film and video tab. If we are designing for film and video, we have inbuilt ready-made sizes here. And if you want to do something for branding, we also have inbuilt sizes for branding here. So we don't have to set the size, we can straight away select these inbuilt sizes and create a document. But if we want to create a custom document, we can select any one of the tabs, and then we need to come to this column here. In this column we can set our own custom size. But for this video, let's select A3 size here in print tab, and then here we have options to give name for our document. So we'll give a name for our document. So let's say first project, and here we have the width and height. These width and height are in points here, and if we want to change the points to pixels, we can change them, and we can also change to inches, feet, and other units of measurement, right? And we can also create multiple artboards here. So we can create 2 or 3 artboards, means 2 or 3 work areas. We can design different things in different artboards, but for now let's stick to just one artboard, right? And the remaining settings we can leave them for their defaults. We can change them later if we want to really change. So with these settings we can create our artboard. We'll simply click on this create. This is the Illustrator user interface. Let's explore different sections of Illustrator user interface. The topmost region that we see here on Illustrator interface is the application bar section. So the application bar contains different menus, and these menus contain different options, and we'll be going through all these options through this courseware, right? The section below the application bar is the control panel. This section contains the options for various tools and objects that we select. And to the far left corner we see the tools bar. All the tools meant for editing are found in this tools bar. And at the center we see the document region, where we find our artboard, and this is the work area. And to the right side of the interface we see the properties panel and also the other panels, and we'll be checking each and every panel as we go through this course. And at the bottom we also see this contextual taskbar, we will see more about this. At the bottom we see the help bar, and below the help bar we see the status bar. So the help bar will provide us some tips and information about the tools we have selected, and the status bar will help us in navigating the artboards on the screen. So the workspaces in Illustrator are used to create different set of panels on the interface which are related to different activities or tasks. For example, here if we go to the window menu, and here we see the workspace option, and we can find different workspaces, and each workspace comes with a different set of panels that are necessary for different types of activities. So for example, here we have a painting workspace. Once we activate the painting workspace, we can see some panels on the right side. So these panels have some color options or color related panels, like a color panel, the swatches panel, and also we have brushes. So this particular workspace is meant for painting. And we have another workspace here, that is a typography workspace. So once we open the typography workspace, we will find the panels are related to the typography, and we find the typing or the character or the text tool controls. So the text controlling panels get activated the moment we open the typography workspace, and in this way we have a different workspaces with different panels, tracing workspace, and also we have a automation workspace. So we can see the actions panel here, and we have a web workspace. Options or the panels related to website designing are open here. And another thing is we can also create our own workspace. We'll come back to the essential classics workspace, which is the default workspace, and now let's create our own new workspace. So what is the meaning of new workspace? In new workspace we can add our favorite panels, so it will be easy for us to work, because sometimes we generally use certain type of panels quite frequently. So we can create our own workspace here. So we can just click on this new workspace, and we can give some name to our workspace. Let's say my favorite workspace. And now my favorite workspace is created. Now I can add my favorite panels to this workspace. I can simply go to window menu, where we can find all the kinds of panels. For example, here we have this 3D and materials. I will be adding this panel to my workspace, so I can just keep it like a floating menu, or I can just dock it to this panel list. So here is the 3D and materials panel docked to this list of panels. And now this particular setup, this particular workspace is now added to my favorite workspace, that is over here, that is inside this workspace list. Now I can add many more panels. For example, if I want to add this image trace panel to my workspace, I can simply just add this, and I can add many more panels. Here is the pathfinder. I can add it, so I can just place it over here. So now my favorite workspace has all the panels that I use regularly to design anything in Illustrator. So this is the use of workspaces. And if we want to switch back to the previous workspace or the essential classic workspace, we can always do that. We can just simply go to window, workspace, and here we can just select the essentials classic, and we will once again go back to the previous workspace. And again, if you want to come back to the favorite workspace that we have just now created, we can always select my favorite workspace, and all the panels I have added to my workspace will be available to me. So it will simplify our task, or it will speed up our work. We don't have to always go to window menu and just bring the panel inside our interface. We can just create a workspace and add our favorite panels to the workspace and start working. So this is a proper way of working in Illustrator. So this is all about the user interface of Illustrator and the workspaces. Stay tuned.